Hello friends, hope all of you are good and this is Aipa. Today I am going to share some knowledge regarding the fuel which is filling in aeroplanes or helicopters or aircrafts which are moving on air. Okay, so we know very familiar two products, one is petrol and another is diesel. So petrol we regularly filling in our two wheeler and some four wheelers also will run with petrol only, and diesel will be on four wheelers and heavy motor vehicles. Okay, so and as we know that as on today the price of petrol it is around 110 rupees 112 rupees in Telangana state, so that is the maximum price in India, and the price of the diesel is around 100 rupees in Telangana state. So these are the prices of the petrol and diesel as on today, which we are filling in our regular vehicles, car, motorcycle, or heavy vehicle, whatever it may be. And I want to know, have you ever think about the what kind of fuel which is filling in our aeroplanes or helicopters or jet flights, and what is the cost of that fuel, and how India is getting that product? Today I'm going to share about these three things. And as you know that petrol and diesel, the maximum price is around 112 rupees as on today in state of Telangana. Okay, so the fuel which is filling on a bikes and a heavy vehicle, those are moving on roads only, right? So whatever the diesel or petrol vehicles are there, those are moving on your roads and the maximum price is 112 rupees. We may feel that the vehicle which are moving on a road itself, it is an 112 rupees per a liter, so that the fuel which is filling in a aeroplanes or aircrafters or jet flights, that fuel may be the very expensive, and it may be 10 times or 20 times more compared to the normal petrol and diesel prices, right? Why? Because you may feel that that is the airway vehicles, like aeroplane will fly at thousands of meters from the ground, and it will cover the thousands of kilometers in a very few hours, right? So that's why that fuel cost also may be more and it may be expensive, and it may India will import from the other countries, so that cost will be around 2000 or 3000 a liter. You may feel in such a way, right? But that assumption is completely wrong. And as on today, the cost of the fuel, that fuel which we are filling in aeroplanes or helicopters or jet flights, that cost as on today is 120 rupees in India. 120 rupees as per Indian currency only. Okay, so that is not like a 10 times or 20 times or 30 times more compared to our regular petrol and diesel. It is almost equal to those range only. Okay, and coming to the product manufacturing, we have a lot of infrastructure and a lot of refineries like HPCL, IOCL, BPCL, Reliance, Nayara, Escher, and Shell. These many companies are there, and most of all companies have that facility to get that fuel which we are filling in a aeroplane and flights and jet flights and helicopters. We no need to import that particular product from the other countries. So India itself have the own infrastructure to get that product from the crude. Okay, so coming to next point, what kind of product we are filling and what is the name of that product? As we aware that product earlier, or it is unknown? Just uh, as on today, if power supply is off in our domestic industry, in our domestic residential sites or at industries, if power supply got off, then we will go for the backup power supply, whatever it may be. It may be like a diesel generator or like a inverter at individual houses. And even some families, they are unable to afford the inverter, they will go for the battery lights. Okay, even if some families, even though they unable to afford that much of inverter battery lights also, they may go for the candles. Okay, so let me go for almost 30 years 40 years back. like during our grandfather grandmother timings. At the time these inverters or generators not using as a power backup in our domestics, right? But what is the power backup? That candles also not there during that 50 60 years back. But what is the power backup we have used at that time? So that is nothing but a this one only. So that is what lantern. Lantern we have used as a lightning source whenever electricity is getting off or getting breakdown during our grandfather grandmother's times. Okay, so we are using these lanterns as a lightning source during night time, especially during the power cut. Okay, so have you observed what kind of fuel we are using in this lantern? You may get the answer. So that is nothing but a kerosene only. Kerosene we have used as a fuel in the lantern for generation of lightning, right? Exactly. So but recent times the government of India has been trying to make all states has a kerosene free states due to some pollution issues. And whenever kerosene will generate a more smoke and more carbon dioxide, so that it will affect people health also. That's why the government of India trying to make most of these states in India to become a kerosene free. Already the Delhi is successfully a kerosene free state now as on today. And maybe within a 5 to 10 years almost all states will become a kerosene free states. So now coming to our main agenda, what kind of fuel we are using. Whatever the product I have discussed now, whatever the product we are feeling in that lantern during 40 50 years, that product only we are using in a aeroplanes, helicopters and aircrafts. So you may be shocked or you may be excited why we are using the ATF. It is banned by government. It is banned by government only at the domestic level only, not at the industrial level and not at the aviation level. Okay, so coming to next, handling purpose or the name which we call the kerosene in aviation department means the basic name is kerosene only. But in kerosene that product, if you are using in a aviation product, if you are using as a aviation product like filling in the flights or aircrafters or jet flights, that product is called as a ATF, aviation turbine fuel. Okay, aviation turbine fuel. That product is called as a ATF. What is the difference between this ATF and what I discussed earlier, kerosene? Both are, there is no difference between these two things. Only two differences are there. One parameter, almost 99% both are same only. One difference is there is one parameter called conductivity. For improving of that conductivity, we will add some additives in a ATF. From that kerosene only we will add some additives so that it will converted as a ATF, and so that we can use it for the our airway vehicles. And coming to handling also, we will take extra care for handling of the this product. And we have to ensure that zero water particles, zero dust particles, zero foreign particles should be there in that ATF product. And remaining is same. That means this ATF is nothing but whatever we have used during the 40 50 years in our lantern, that is a kerosene only. Okay, for this kind of more informative videos, please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon so that you can get an alert whenever I have updated the videos. And thank you so much. Dhanyawad.